it's funny to me. It's entertaining. It's research for me as a therapist. I get to watch the dynamics between people, and it's just flat out funny. I love watching the defense mechanisms. I love watching the way they get angry at each other. I love watching the games that they play. It's just entertaining. And whether it's scripted or not, I don't know. I don't care. And that's the Real Housewives series. I enjoy watching the Real Housewives series.
Oh, my daughters do. All my daughters are into it. We call it this ratchet TV. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's right. I like watching ratchet TV.
Yes,
and there's one. Go ahead.
No, that's
There's one series, The Real Housewives of New York, that the women are constantly like one-upping each other, it seems like. And I just sit back, and not only am I entertained, and I'm laughing, and I'm smiling, and I'm enjoying it, because I'm just like shaking my head going, oh, my God. They're just all, you know, but I love the way they defend themselves, and they act like I didn't just show you that I was doing this cookbook. I was all excited that I was going to be doing this cookbook line, or I was going to be doing this purse line or this jewelry line. I told you about it for months and months, and now all of a sudden you come out and you act like it's the next greatest thing, and you're doing it, but yours is better than mine. Like, really? Really?
Yes.
Oh, my God, it's so funny. And so it's like, but see, I guess the thing with friends, it's like, I think we have all kinds of different friends. I think we have those friends that we consider acquaintances that we're friendly with, and we could see them at events and enjoy talking with them and enjoy spending some time with them, but they're probably not going to be the people that we're going to call up at 10 o'clock at night when we've had something on our mind, or, you know, sad that's happened or something like that, that we're going to be reaching out to them. And then I think we have those kind of coworker type associate or coworker or employees of our husbands or wives, companies that we kind of meet once or twice a year, and we're friendly with them. But again, we're not really going to hang out with them outside of the company event. And then we have friends that we feel close to, and we can call them up and say, let's go grab a cup of coffee, but we're not necessarily going to be putting that at the top of the list for a wedding invite, or, you know, when we have a big party at our own house or something, or in our family where we're inviting them. We like them well enough, but we don't feel super close. And then I think we have really super close friends. And I think people get caught up in, you know, do I have, like, how many friends? What is a friend, and how many friends am I supposed to have? Well, how do you define it? And so, like, when I watch that show and I see these women doing that kind of stuff, what I forget is that the bottom line is they really do love each other very much, and they are very close. They will tell each other secrets. They will want to hang out together and invite each other to things and spend lots of time together or take vacations together. But they just get angry at the little things that happen, and then they don't say anything about it, and it festers until the things we see on TV. But that kind of stuff happens in real life all the time.
So you think that's normal friend behavior, to have that type of competition where it just eats you up and you don't say anything? Well, what if you do say anything? Will they still be friends? Will you still be friends? Can you tell your friend, hey, you know, you just copied me? Or maybe not say it that way, but say, hey, didn't I tell you that that's what I wanted? But see, 9 times out of 10, I find even when you say that, they act like they didn't know anything about it. No.
Right.
I don't remember you saying that, you know, but...
You don't remember, wait a minute, you don't remember coming to my house and sitting on that very same blue couch that you made a big deal about and said, but come on, you're trying to tell me you don't remember that? Baloney. I don't believe you. Well, no, I don't think it's normal. I don't think it's normal for friends. I know that the close friends I have in my life, we don't ever try to one-up each other. There's no need. We have close friendships. We talk openly, we share things together, we share life together, we share deep, dark secrets, fears, all of that stuff. So, and look who you're talking to, Lina. You're talking to a therapist who is a master communicator. Like, there's no way my husband ever could have met me and dated me doing what I do if he couldn't communicate, because it's just part of who I am and what I do. So I won't be friends with people in my life that I have to be silent and can't communicate something with them and say, hey, wow, I'm feeling a little like you're in competition here, or you're trying to one-up me, or I feel a little, but see, I'm not afraid of conflict, because the truth is, you know, people are afraid of that confrontation because they think that word confrontation is kind of a bad word, right? You think of the word confrontation and you think fight, bad feelings, a lot of negativity, anger, a lot of heartache, things like that, right? But the truth is, we're confronting stuff, you and I, right now on this show. We are confronting the topic of friendship. But yet it's not scary and it's not bad. And so I think that there are ways to confront. So I don't think that's normal, no. And I don't think it's normal to not talk to the people that you supposedly care about as your friend. If you can't talk to them, go ahead.
But what about, okay, so you say it's not normal, but in a way, isn't it kind of relieving that pressure, because you want to say something so bad about what your friend has done. You want to say something to them so bad, but you don't want to. You're not really trying to get into a confrontation. You're, like you said, you're trying to avoid the confrontation. So if you approach it from that point and just say something like, Dick, don't you remember me? You done went out and bought my such and such. And then they say, no, I didn't. Yes, and don't you remember? Don't that kind of relieve some of that pressure that you're feeling, that anger, because you are expressing yourself about how you feel about what your friend has done, but you're coming about it in a different way that should not come about as confrontational. You know, any type of anger, because you're just like you're talking to her as your girlfriend. Didn't that girl? I did tell you about that. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. And you could, I mean, from there it could become possibly confrontational, but you can also keep it. You know, it can also be playful, but you're releasing some of that built up thing in you that's like, because she's not saying anything. She's not admitting that you saw it first.
Well, see, and you're right. I mean, that is totally a bit of a release, and it will definitely ease the pressure for sure. And I think it's all about how you talk to somebody and how you kind of, as I would say, come at them, you know, for sure. If I come at you like we're friends and you've done something that hurt my feelings, and I come at you like barreling at you, accusing you kind of in an angry tone, or we're face-to-face and my physical kind of appearance is a bit like angry and coming at you, well, God, you're going to get defensive and we're not going to be able to communicate at all. But if I come to you and I go, hey, Lina, I'm kind of bothered by something, and it's probably really silly. And I don't, honestly, Lina, I don't like when we kind of say things like that, like, oh, it's silly or it's stupid or things like that, because that just kind of reinforces stuff in our own head that we shouldn't feel the way we feel. And I'm a big believer that you are entitled to feel the way you feel, no matter what you feel, or if you think you're right or wrong, or somebody else thinks you're right or wrong. It doesn't matter. It's what you feel. So let's deal with that. So let's say I feel a certain way, whether I'm right or wrong, or I should or shouldn't feel that way, and I come to you, and I come to you out of love. And I say, Lina, look, we're friends, and, you know, when we went out to lunch the other day and we were talking about XYZ and you made this comment, you know, honestly, maybe it's silly and I'm sorry, but, you know, I kind of felt a little hurt by that. Well, that's a totally different scenario than coming at you going, you know, girl, when we were at lunch the other day and you said this thing, man, I just wanted to, like, take you down. And I was like, I wanted to smash you in the face because I was, like, so upset. And I mean, like, hello, big difference, right? Because what's going to happen on the first scenario? You're probably going to feel bad because you don't know what you said, maybe, because you didn't say it with a bad intention. And you're going to probably be like, oh, girl, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then, boom, you have a communication. But in the case of, like, I buy a couch and then you try to one-up me and you buy a couch or vice versa or whatever, you know, and I go, hey, girl, like, don't you remember me telling you about that? Nope. Well, what am I going to do then, honestly? Am I going to force you to admit that you remember, or am I going to force you? I'm going to hold you down. You will admit that you saw my couch, girl, and that's the end of it. Or that's it. So, we're not friends anymore. I mean, come on, really?
She's not admitting it, so you're really getting upset. If you can get upset, I guess you could let it go, because you have expressed that anger. You have taken that.
Yeah.
You've let some of that air out of your balloon. You know what I mean? And it makes you feel a little bit better that you did, instead of not saying anything. Can put a friendship to an end, because you're angry.
It could.
And you're going to behave a certain way the whole evening because you're pissed off and haven't got a chance to relieve it or don't know how to. So I think it takes, like you say, I think it takes some of the air out of that balloon, and you can relax. You can breathe and go on with the rest of the party, because you at least said something to her. Whether she admits that she knows it or not. Now, if she's lying, then she's going to be bothered for the night. You've just reversed, how do they say, Einstein, the reversal of energy or something. You've just reversed that energy, that angry energy that you had, back to her. And then if she wanted to release it, then she would just go along with it. No, I do remember, or something like that. But if she don't, she'll continue, even if she does. No.
Right.
She'll just won't admit it.
But even if she doesn't, even if you know she's lying and she knows she's lying and it doesn't bother her, well, then I guess you got to look at and reevaluate the friendship. Honestly, you got to ask yourself, do you want to be friends with someone who is so willing to be in that kind of a competition with you that they're going to not only one-up you or try to top you, they're going to try to always act in front of other people like they're better than you, or they're this or that more than you, or, whatever. And then when you confront them, they're going to lie and they're going to hide the truth and they're going to act like you're the crazy one. Do you really want to be friends with somebody like that? Like, are we that desperate as a human society for affection and attention with people that we're willing to sacrifice our integrity if we're if we're good people and we have a good heart and we just want to be, with people that have good hearts and are good people too? Are we really going to want to be friends, what we would maybe all term, if we defined friendship in a similar way, as someone you could trust and count on and someone you could rely on and go to and talk to about various things, even if the level of it is different? Like, I won't tell them my deepest, darkest secrets, but I'll tell them the stuff that happened at work or the stuff that I'm upset about. There's different levels of that friendship that everybody has and what they call a friend. But let's just say, for the sake of this show, that we're defining friend like that, like someone that you feel like you can trust and talk to and go to at various times. Well, geez, I don't know about you, Lina, or the audience, but I would not want to have a friend that I constantly felt hurt by or triggered by or in competition with, or who I felt was lying and trying to one-up me and wasn't willing to have that good heart and that compassionate, caring kind of personality. If they want to lie, go for it. You know what? I'll be polite to you at events, but then that could end the friendship.
That could end the friendship.
But
we're going to take a break, Sue.
Okay.
We got to go to a music break. And we will be right back. We'll be back. We got so much juicy stuff to talk about friendships, and we're just kind of putting it all on the table. And when we come back, we're probably going to switch to another type of scenario with a friend. We don't want to just stay on one. We're going to switch them up to different ones.
For sure.
So we'll be back. Here's Norma Jean, Angel with Sunday Brunch, and Sue and I will be right back.
All right.